And the special thank to all members of Civil Arts, which made it possible. And thanks to Mr. Lawrence Mihai. Mihai Șepan he's the ambassador of Romania, who sent Mr. Diana Cândea is a diplomatic consular in the Romanian embassy, as well Mr. Ion Cândea, minister consular in Romanian embassy. And thank you for your presence. And first, I want to thank you, Dominic. You can keep the speech after myself because I'm better than you.
I love that. That's classic.
And yeah, thank you, Tony, for coming here, and everybody who is present. Thank you, all of you. And I deeply wanted to dedicate this exhibition to my best friend, my father-in-law, Corneliu. His portrait is there, just behind you. And I want to dedicate to his spirit. And the exhibition is a continuation of my first solo exhibition, Coexistence, and which took place in Gary X last year. And another one thing I want to because the title of this exhibition and the painting that represents this exhibition is the one just beside you. And there is revealed me as a vision of his immaterial existence in our life, and is still present even if he passed away last year. And he's always in our heart. And all the other paintings, they are just a connection between the first exhibition, the Coexistence, and this present Absence exhibition. And that's everything for the moment I want to tell you. And if you have questions or not, I'm not too happy to receive the questions, but if you have them, you could have some answers.
I have one question for you.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of old movies.
Yeah.
That goes back to when the Russian divide, and the Eastern European were the enemy compared to the West, as we are. And the way you dress, you still look Eastern European. I don't know, I love watching the culture. I've never been. I've never been there. But I see the architecture, I see the development, and it's to me it's really good. Like the art world over there is different. This is quite dark, but not in a bad way. I don't know if it reflects from where you're from. I'm Scottish, so I've got a different.
No, because we have artists who, for example, we have one of the well-known artists, is Adrian Geni. His painting is very bright now.
I'm not trying to compare to like.
It depends on the artist. Myself, I want to represent because there is something more that's interior, more like heart, more deep, much deeper. And then if you have a more shadow in your paintings, just in light, you can enlight something that is more meaning for you.
I get that, but does that come from being brought up in where you're?
Maybe we keep even because our tradition, and for example in our country there is one of the biggest painters, Corneliu Baba, one of the biggest profile in our history of art, and his work is more like dark and
I like dark.
With light. More like a Rembrandtian paintings. Rembrandt paintings. And they started with this light.
But you have your own style.
But it's a stage. I might say for the moment it's a stage that I'm doing. I don't know, I might be even a shadower
Oh, no, it's
But I don't know. It's something that comes from
Within.
where that I don't know. I didn't explore even myself in life. I
But
tried
no,
to
it's
find
just
myself.
something I always think of. Like, I've travelled around, and I grew up in Scotland, and I've got a Scottish background to ideas of art, and you're from Romania, which has got a completely different idea, but if you go back thousands of years, we're quite similar. There's always something there that it's just, I don't know. We're all, if we were an artist, we just,
Have you ever been to the sunset?
To be honest, I'm not too much in landscapes, and I try to do, but I could do some landscape, but in different way, not in that, let's say, natural way, more like interpretation.
Yes.
Because I used to do the landscape in watercolor in the summertime when we had little breaks and go in the field and do something what you have in your front, and that's it. Yeah, try to represent what you see there. But it was in university, when I was university. Since then, I haven't done any landscapes, to be honest. I'm more attracted by the human being.
These are more interesting.
Yeah, it's because I was, since my childhood, I was more interested to paint, to represent the human being, nothing else. I wasn't too good in doing flowers and doing, let's say, I don't know. Even my mother was choosing me, no, do these flowers, and you have to do like this, you have to do like this, and then it was like a very, very, let's say, cold paint.
Okay.
Because it was reuniting all the difference of, let's say, views of different people. Like, doing an architectural building for a lot of corporates, and they go straight away without any personality.
Yes.
And it's something like this. No?
Okay, very good. Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else?
What's your favorite cake?
No.
Sorry, I had to do it.
I could say, cinema Sabarino.
Oh, yes. That's,
Yes.
And afterwards we can all go and have Sabrina.
Yeah.
You're young.
You can't buy Sabarina here.
We're not going to have Sabrina
Actually,
after the show. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I think you can, but one thing that I want to say is just that I think that people, and a friend of mine that encouraged me to come to see your exhibition, she was saying to me, it's this exhibition of a Romanian painter. It's a bit sad, but you might like it. And that was encouraging for me. But what I think is that when you look at the colors, of course, you start in the dark and when they were more brighter here. I think the feeling that is here is that you recognize yourself in this.
No.
No, not you personally. One that comes and looks around. There is a moment for everybody in a painting when you look. So I think this is, to me, that what captures that part of us that we sometimes we don't feel comfortable with and recognizing. So that we call the dark part.
Yeah, just comes up, and you don't know. They say, what this came from?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't want it to do like this. It came like by surprise.
Yes.
And you can leave, but a lot of paintings I erased because of that. But which I had to leave them. Just say, okay, do one more, or do a different one, but leave that painting alive. No, that didn't need to be there. And was my bad part, let's say.
It's the courageous part, let's say.
Yeah, it could be, because sometimes you go when you go back to your photos, because I used to do the photos for every stage, and when I come back to the old photos, I said, why I had erased these paintings? This looks nice now. And I'm a little bit feel a bit bad, because I could have triple than I have now here. Because you erase 3 times one canvas, then the canvas is going to become like a thick painting. And it's nice because when you paint over, it gets much deeper. It gets this kind of depth in the painting, and it allows you to overlap the layers and transparencies and the brush stroke, and say, okay, now let's say I'm too like this, and I want to see the brushes and see more, and then anatomy, let's say. But is one of my explanation. Anybody?
When I first met Doru, now I'm an art journalist, not an art critic. I hate that word. A critic will criticize, and that's not right. As a journalist, I observe. And I lived in Kilmainham for 15 years, right beside the Irish Museum of Modern Art, the pinnacle of art. And I'd go in every week just to kind of like relax, go to the garden, see the art, and maybe find some love or joy. I walked out every single week pissed off. Shut, went, fuck, what the fuck is this? In 15 years, there was only 4 pieces that ever made an impact. Emotionally, esoterically, even physically. And it was fine. And then I went into the art world, and then I met someone. I don't know who. Who am I pointing at?
No.
Oh yeah, him. But it was kind of like a synthesia of his early work. When I was looking at Doru's work, it's not that I could see it, I could smell it. His subject in an environment, I could actually smell the room. It was like I was stepping in. And all of a sudden, the emotion of that subject, the colour, the smell, it hit me. Now, that is more than I have ever experienced in 15 years of visiting the Irish Museum of Modern Art, where they're pushing artists. These are brilliant. No, they're... Is there children?
Yes.
Oh, and it's poo-poo. Poo-poo. Sorry, I didn't swear. I don't know what they teach you in school. But with Doru, I could actually step in. I could smell, I could experience. Now this work is the development. And Doru is a very progressive artist. He's not like what you see now, maybe not what you see next year. He's progressive. Now this has taken me from that idea of physically stepping in and smelling the room that the artist painted the subject. I could smell it. This hits internally. And Doru has lost, and where are you? Where are you? She's hiding. Rana. Oh, right in front of me. Seeing glasses, not reading. They lost Cornelio and...
Cornel is talking about my father-in-law.
Yeah.
And he was always trying to say, okay, Doru, I have to continue, you have to...
Yes.
To commit it, because he was waiting for a long time to do the exhibition, to organize something.
So from that, there's been a different progression. And if we look at the work, we look at, if you go through a pain or a loss or something personal, you change, adapt, you metamorphosize, you twist, you change your identity. You're looking for something internal. You have anguish. You have this kind of total confusion, inner doubt, self-reflection, but you're looking for a message deep within. Doru has nailed it. He has nailed it. His way. Have you ever had a dream and you've tried to explain not only the imagery but the feeling? Because the dream will leave an impression on you, correct? Like you wake up and there's a vibe. Now, imagine someone, instead of in the office, I had a dream last night. What was it about? Oh, there was that. But you're not really explaining it because you're not there, you don't have the emotion. Doru has captured that feeling. Like this especially, this metamorphosis of how we change through our progression, through loss, through trying to find identity, trying to find ourselves and our inner pain, and bringing a bit of colour. Are we the cold or the killer? There are so many subliminal messages, but it's approachable to you because you have felt what he has felt. Doru has just managed to capture that statement of what we're feeling, what we're going through, the esoteric, the emotional, the psychological. But not only that, this, and especially here, we have all lost. And this is the real motivation. This gentleman, he's always there. He's always an inspiration. Cornelius, he's there. We've all lost someone, correct? But do you hear them in your ear sometimes? Telling you things. Don't buy that. That's cheap. Buy this. He's expressing that he is still here. Cornelius is still here. Observing, watching, and has made such an impact on this artist that you have what you have in front of you. Isn't that amazing? Because it was his father-in-law and his best friend, but from what we can see, an inspiration that to move forward. So, in closing, I have never met an artist that can actually make me want to step in further, beyond the canvas, explore myself, and hear what we cannot put into words emotionally, that we can't express. Doru has done it in his painting. Impressionist, yes. Grotesque, yes. Honest, completely. Doru has hit it, and that really hurt to do that. But in closing, and the last statement, he was incorrect. I am the most handsome person here. Him. I studied his hair, but no, I have it better. So, Doru, you have pulled off beauty, introspect, self-examination, technique, everything. You got it. It's perfect. I have no criticism. I have ultimate praise and joy, and I feel, and that's the most important thing, I feel. So, I have nothing more to say but a big round of applause for Doru. And well done.